I'm Emerson, and I'm here with Tyler Markle and Larry Arsenal. They're racing for Sahara Force India Formula 1 team, and they're going head-to-head with the other 9 Formula 1 teams. Here we are at Autodromo Nacional Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Points as of Brazil are on your screen now. Tyler Markle's now gone back-to-back wins. Sebastian Vettel second with 39, 11 back, and then Arsenal in third, 13 back with 37. He has that win in Australia. Some talking points.
Say, Emerson. Well, hold on. After this co-op crew, if Larry's up for it, we'll do a classic car with him.
Alright.
Alright. You ready, Larry? Ready to ready up?
Oh shit. Gotta make sure I hit spectate.
Ready to ready up. Wow. I just realized what I said. Are you ready to ready up?
And this is just a race. We've already done practice. We've already done qualifying. Arsenal has the pole for this race.
I think I'm second.
Yes, it's a Force India lockout.
We're ready to.
It's off tires.
I'm deleting the previous one.
Now I'm keeping mine on there just so we have practice qualifying in somebody's. So.
Oh, well, remember I lagged out right before.
That's right.
So I can delete just the race.
Alright, I'm skipping the intro.
So after a day's delay here at Autodromo Nacional Monza in Monza, Italy for the Italian Grand Prix, we're just moments away from the drivers taking their formation lap. 27 laps around the famed Monza circuit, Autodromo Nacional Monza. And now let's go.
My my audio here, so if I go slow on the formation lap, that's why.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go through our starting grid. On the pole we have Larry Arsenal for Sahara Force India, and alongside him we have teammate Tyler Markle. In row 2 we have Fernando Alonso for McLaren Honda, and Kimi Räikkönen for Ferrari, Scuderia Ferrari. This is their home track, home Grand Prix. In row 3, we have Romain Grosjean for Haas, and we have Daniel Ricciardo for Red Bull. In row 4, we have Max Verstappen for Red Bull, and Carlos Sainz for Toro Rosso. In row 5, we have Felipe Massa for Williams and Pascal Wehrlein for Sauber. In row 6, we have Nico Hülkenberg for Renault, and Danny Kvyat for Toro Rosso. In row 7, we have Marcus Ericsson for Sauber and Stoffel Vandoorne for McLaren Honda. In row 8, we have Jolyon Palmer for Renault and Sebastian Vettel for Ferrari.
If in the next game they had, you know, like in real life for the GP, like if all the fans were on, or like the crews are all on the track before the race and they all scattered back to the boxes on the formation lap.
In row 9,
cool.
we have Kevin Magnussen for Haas and Valtteri Bottas for Mercedes. And in row 10, a shocker in qualifier, we have Lewis Hamilton for Mercedes, starting alongside Lance Stroll for Williams. 3 big names at the tail end of the field: Sebastian Vettel for Ferrari in 16th, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton, both Mercedes drivers, 18th and 19th. We now join back up at the front. We have Larry Arsenal gridding up here as the rest of the field works their way around and out of Parabolica. Here comes Alonso and Räikkönen, Grosjean and Ricciardo as the field continues to grid up. Now we're just moments away. All the teams back in the garage area now. Here comes Lance Stroll and Lewis Hamilton gridding up. And now, it's time to bring the action. Things are ready to go here in Autodromo Nacional Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Larry Arsenal with a great start. Tyler Markle under attack from Kimi Räikkönen on the inside. Here comes Danny Kvyat. No, not Kvyat, that's Carlos Sainz. That's 4 wide. There goes Tyler Markle. Around he goes, hard into the wall, loses the front wing. Everybody stops in turn 1. Around goes Räikkönen. Fernando Alonso clear second. Here comes Ricciardo and Sainz now clear. Grosjean and Verstappen. There's a safety car deployed And it's a huge crash in turn 1. Kimi Räikkönen and Tyler Markle also involved.
You gotta be kidding. They put me 3 or 4 wide. I gotta look at that.
There is no overtaking once a safety car is deployed. Sebastian Vettel already up 4 spots from where he started. And Larry Arsenault was the only driver clear of everything. Nobody is DNF'd as of yet. It was just an incident that the FIA felt a need to call a safety car for. Fernando Alonso now up to 2nd. So, an opening lap safety car to the Italian Grand Prix. As you now have the drivers working their way around at about half throttle as they work into Ascari. Number 24, Force India machine of Larry Arsenault started on the pole, and that's where he is as he works his way down the Parabolica at 3/4 throttle for the first time. Let's see if anybody comes down pit lane as they work their way past the pit entry. Here comes Tyler Markle.
Really? Nobody else got damaged?
I'm gonna have to go back in the stream and watch that because I didn't see how that one happened.
Tyler Markle now puts on the mediums, gets a new front wing. Here comes Kimi Räikkönen around Parabolica. He will be pitting. He has a front wing that needs to be replaced. On board with Kimi Räikkönen now as he works his way down pit lane.
Let's see how far the mediums can take me.
So as we work the opening safety car, to the second lap was triggered on the opening lap for a crash happening down in turn 1 involving Tyler Markle, Kimi Räikkönen getting the most damage. Carlos Sainz, I believe, was the driver who made it 4 wide with Tyler Markle, and everybody just got bottled up as they approached the braking zone for turn 1, and Tyler Markle got the tail end of the stick. Räikkönen also spinning around into the first corner. Now recap, Larry Arsenault's right where he started. Fernando Alonso up 1 spot, passing Tyler Markle from the incident. Danny Ricciardo up 3. Carlos Sainz up 4 with the very aggressive move. Romain Grosjean right where he started. Verstappen up 1. Verline up 3 along with Hulkenberg. Massa is right where he started. Kvyat is up 2. Sebastian Vettel now up 5 in the 11th position. Marcus Ericsson, Stoffel Vandoorne both up 1. Valtteri Bottas up 4. Kevin Magnussen up 2. Lance Stroll up 4. Jolyon Palmer down 2. I'm going to assume he just got a little bottled up at the accident, didn't necessarily get damaged. Lewis Hamilton up 1 position from where he started. And Tyler Markle, Kimi Räikkönen, once they pitted, they're now down 17 and 16 spots from where they started. To come, they start to work lap 3. Tyler Markle, heavy acceleration, closes on the back end of Lewis Hamilton really quickly. Kimi Räikkönen just coming off of Parabolica, looking to get caught up. So now we have radio communication, or we're gonna actually go ahead. We're gonna talk to Tyler Markle and get his take from that incident. Tyler, what happened there?
I thought we were 3 wide and could be fine, but I think we ended up going 4 wide a bit, and I got turned into Kimi, I think. That's all I think. I don't know exactly what happened. So
now you're on the medium tires and you're all bunched back up. You're 19th. You've done this before. Do you think you can get up to the front, maybe contend for the win with your teammate Larry Arsenault?
Hopefully, but hopefully just a podium today.
Words from Tyler Markle. The safety car will be going in this time by. I'm just going to try to get one quick word with Larry Arsenault. Larry, with this safety car, are you fearing any overtake attempts right off the bat here, and are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I do have a little bit of worry from Alonso, seeing if maybe he's going to try to pull a similar move to what happened behind me on the opening lap. Hopefully nobody really goes too extreme, but we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Larry. Some of the safety cars in and the green flag back in here. We're racing in Monza. Larry Arsenault, the only one along the outside grid boxes. It clocks in Kimi Räikkönen with the fastest lap of a 136.963. Again, that lap was done under the safety car partially. Danny Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz now side by side out of turn 1. Everybody nose to tail. Massa tries to close the door on Nico Hulkenberg as they round turn number 2. Sainz looking for an aggressive way around Danny Ricciardo. Now they're side by side through turn 3. Ricciardo again clear of Sainz. Everybody nose to tail now. Stroll and Magnussen trading spots in the back. Here comes Tyler Markle under Kimi Räikkönen side by side through the first Lesmo curb.
Oh my God!
Tyler Markle getting into the back of Kimi Räikkönen, possibly gaining some wing damage. And we have Lewis Hamilton going side by side with Kevin Magnussen now. Magnussen with the preferred line into Ascari, but Hamilton will clear Magnussen as he goes through the inside curb and now up through turn 8. Down the straightaway at the Parabolica, every single driver is nose to tail. Here comes Räikkönen on the inside of Magnussen, or the outside now on the left side of the brake markers. They enter Parabolica. Magnussen with the preferred line into the corner. Larry Arsenault clocks in with the fastest lap of a 127.438. Räikkönen will get around Magnussen, so will Tyler Markle. DRS is not enabled yet, but maybe drivers will try to get around others with Slipstream. Palmer loses a spot. Bottas gains 2 actually around Van Dorn and Palmer. We have Stroll and Hamilton going side by side. Hamilton will clear Stroll. Tyler Markle does get around Kimi Räikkönen out of turn number 1 as they approach turn number 2. Kimi Räikkönen looking on the aggressive, looking to try to make an overtake attempt into turn 3. All over Tyler Markle's gearbox. They will stay single file. Back up front is now Fernando Alonso in second place. 9/10 of a second is the gap between Larry Arsenault and Fernando Alonso as they work their way through Ascari and now turn 8 on their way to Parabolica. 8/10 of a second. DRS should be enabled this time by. If Alonso can maintain this gap, he'll have a chance to get to the lead here. It should be lap 6 when DRS is enabled. No, here comes Alonso into the pit lane. Larry Arsenault clocks it off a faster lap of a 126.178. Kimi Räikkönen does get around Lance Stroll. Ericsson gets around Massa. Here comes Alonso down the running order. Everybody gaining at least 1 spot. Alonso onto the soft compound tire. Verstappen gets around Kvyat. Van Dorn gets around Bottas. And they're still side by side, Verstappen and Kvyat. Verstappen on the inside of turn 2, trying to shove Kvyat to the outside. Now side by side as they approach turn 3, Kvyat with the preferred line, but Verstappen looks to be having the advantage. He will shove Kvyat out of turn 3 and will get clear of Kvyat. Tyler Markle and Lewis Hamilton going toe to toe. Hamilton now side by side with Tyler Markle. Here comes Räikkönen down the inside of Tyler Markle into the first Lesmo. Tyler on the outside of all this. Räikkönen now clear of Tyler Markle. They're all nose to tail as they approach Ascari. Räikkönen all over Hamilton, looking for a way around Tyler Markle on the aggressive. Tyler Markle has a peek down to the inside of Kimi Räikkönen, but out of Parabolica, Räikkönen will rocket off the corner. Ericsson will get around Verline. And Tyler Markle will get around Kimi Räikkönen, but then he gets held up. Hamilton gets into the side of Tyler. Here comes Räikkönen. Räikkönen now side by side with Stroll. Tyler looking to the inside of Lewis Hamilton as they approach turn 3. He will clear Hamilton. Hamilton now 3 wide with Räikkönen and Stroll. Stroll into the gravel trap. Here comes Magnussen. Magnussen down the inside, 3 wide into the first Lesmo. Shoves Räikkönen up the track. Stroll falls in behind. Now Magnussen and Räikkönen now side by side into turn number 5. Magnussen and Räikkönen make contact as they head down the long straightaway. Verline gets on to, around Massa, and it's still side by side with Räikkönen and Magnussen soaring up the straightaway. Stroll looking for a way around into Ascari. Räikkönen with the preferred line will clear Magnussen. Here comes Stroll looking to get to the inside of Magnussen for Parabolica, turn number 9 and 10. Stroll will clear Magnussen as they approach the long straightaway. Out of turn 1, Larry Arsenault now has 5 seconds, nearly 5 seconds of an advantage over Carlos Sainz and Danny Ricciardo. Verline does get around Bottas, but Bottas comes back on the inside. This is a battle for 9. Here goes Vettel and Hülkenberg going at it. Verline to the inside of Bottas in turn 2. Not just clear yet for Bottas. Now side by side, Verline with the preferred line. They can continue to maintain side by side into 3. Verline on the supers. Bottas will clear Verline even though Verline had the preferred line. Here comes Tyler Markle looking to make a move on Jolie and Palmer into turn 5. Tyler will go a little wide, but will get clear of Palmer. Here comes Vettel to the inside of Pascal Verline, side by side as they head up the straightaway to Ascari. Vettel will clear Verline. Verline and Hülkenberg make contact. Hülkenberg now down the inside of Verline. Verline not trying to get clear, but will get clear out of turn 8. Here comes Van Dorn, and Tyler Markle will pass both of them with the double overtake. Larry Arsenault clocks it with the fastest lap of a 1:26.005. Now Van Dorn to the inside of Verline. This is going on for 13. Verline was just in 9th at the beginning of this lap. Romain Grosjean into the pit lane now. So is Felipe Massa. Here comes Tyler Markle with the DRS on Nico Hülkenberg, shooting down the inside into turn 1. He will not just clear Hülkenberg yet. Hülkenberg fights back on the way to turn 2. Hülkenberg will now be cleared by Tyler Markle. Verline gets passed by Palmer now. Palmer now under attack from Hamilton. Verline with the defensive line into turn 3 against Hamilton. Hamilton almost with the preferred line, but Verline will continue to stay out in front of Hamilton for the 13th position. This is not for points. Speaking of points, you know, Tyler Markle, who's made his way into the points with the fact that a couple of drivers did pit. Tyler on the mediums. Everybody from 5th to 12th on the mediums. Hamilton and Verline exchange positions down the long straightaway. Räikkönen now behind Verline. Hamilton clear of Verline. Here comes Räikkönen looking to have a peek as they approach the straightaway towards Parabolica. Sainz and Ricciardo pit Verstappen the second. Räikkönen to the inside of Verline. Räikkönen will make easy work of Pascal. Vettel does get around Valtteri Bottas for the 5th position. Tyler Markle now up to 7th. Continues to make his way up through the field. Verline into the pit lane now. Everyone's looking for mediums. Verline onto the softs. The only driver on super softs is Max Verstappen. He's in 2nd right now. 11 seconds off the lead pace. Larry Arsenault with an 11-second lead over Max Verstappen works his way down to Ascari as Verstappen just comes out of turn number 8. What a huge advantage Arsenault has. Let's talk about Danny Kvyat and Marcus Ericsson. Oh, we have a battle between Bottas and Tyler Markle into a parabolica. Tyler Markle will shoot Bottas up the track and get around him. Sainz and Ricciardo pass each other. Grosjean and Alonso pass each other. Vettel and Verstappen into the pit lane. Grosjean and Ricciardo now battling for the 15th position. This is all happening behind Sainz. Van Dorn gets around Hulkenberg. Hamilton around Raikkonen. And Sainz around Grosjean. Grosjean now around Sainz. They're still side by side out of turn 1. Grosjean will clear Sainz. Hamilton and Raikkonen battling for a points position. It is a 1-point position. Raikkonen out, Hamilton in. Raikkonen's on the softs, Hamilton's on the mediums. And now every driver besides Larry Arsenault, Kimi Raikkonen, Fernando Alonso, and Kevin Magnussen are on the softs. Everybody else is on the mediums. Larry Arsenault now extends his lead to 14 seconds over Danny Kvyat. Ericsson now up to 3rd, Vettel to 4th. Tyler Markle on the aggressive. Vettel goes off the track.
Vettel's right in front of me.
Vettel's lagging.
How do AIs lag?
Vettel just lagged. I don't know. Grosjean and Sainz back at it again. Now Sainz trying to clear Grosjean. Sainz will clear Grosjean for 15th. Tyler Markle will get around Sebastian Vettel as there's a stop. It's Valtteri Bottas stopped on the exit of turn 3. I assume he went around.
I think it's just a lag. Hey Larry, if it lets us finish this, do you want to just do like single lobbies and add the points after? Larry?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
Larry Arsenault, Kevin Magnussen into the pit lane. Magnussen out, unlapping himself. Danny Kvyat to the race lead. Marcus Ericsson the 2nd, Tyler Markle the 3rd. Vettel will pass Arsenault, Silva, Bottas. Bottas now now clear of Arsenault, he's lagging. Grosjean back, and they continue to battle for the 15th position between Grosjean and Sainz. Grosjean now clears Sainz. Ricciardo, no, that's Verstappen. That's a great view of this. This has been going on for the past few laps. Danny Kvyat is leading the Italian Grand Prix. Marcus Ericsson 2nd. Stoffel Vandoor gets around Nico Hulkenberg. No, they're still side by side. All this is happening behind Larry Arsenault as it was happening. Everybody's lagging. God damn it.
Ericsson just slowed down.
Bottas to the inside of Vettel. Vettel looking to pass. Bottas back. He will clear Bottas out of turn 8.
Vettel's move is suicidal.
Bottas will get back around Vettel via lag. And Fernando Alonso with the fastest lap of a 1:25.781. Here comes Hulkenberg around Arsenal. Arsenal looking to stay out in front of Van Dorn. Out of turn 1.
Van Dorn.
Alonso. And Van Dorn.
What the hell happened to Ericsson?
Arsenal now gets around Hulkenberg via lag.
Ericsson's unstopped. What the f...
Here comes Hulkenberg to the outside of Arsenal, side by side into the first Lesmo.
Oh shit, you guys are catching me.
Yes.
It's lagging badly.
I'm not battling with Hulkenberg.
You're now slowing down. Alonso's going around Arsenal. Here comes Van Dorn.
Yep, it's definitely the game. I don't think you can do a whole
Catching up to
championship.
Bottas right now.
Arsenal back up to 5th via lag.
Larry, what is going on? I don't even know what's going on.
I don't know. I can't describe this one.
Well, we either go off of these points or the last race. If you don't win, Larry, I think we just give it to the last race then.
If I don't win.
Did you win the last race, right?
I would have, yes.
I mean, if you don't this one, do you want to just go off the last one, or do you want to keep it off of this?
We'll see.
Your
I'll
mic's
get footage
lagging.
out before I make it official.
I deleted
Oh, okay.
the last one.
Oh, yeah, shit. Whatever. I guess we go off of this one then.
So Danny Kvyat leads
What,
here.
Ericsson's back in second? The fuck?
Danny Kvyat leads here at Monza. Marcus Ericsson second. Tyler Merkel third. Valtteri Bottas fourth. And I'm guessing Larry Arsenault's in 5th. I don't know. Arsenault now shoves Bottas up the track.
Now.
Arsenault up to
You
4th.
just lagged on my screen.
Oh.
I have Bottas 4 still.
Yeah, I just passed him for 4th.
And there's a caution in
it
sector
hasn't
3. That's
updated.
Max Verstappen. Blowing up. Similar to what we just saw a couple days what we just had the other day. Remember the last safety car, Larry? Or the one in the previous race?
Oh, yeah.
Max
Oh,
Verstappen
yeah.
stopped in the exact same spot. You hear that? These races are rigged. Nope, now he's spun around in the gravel trap.
Okay, gotta pass Ericsson again.
Raikkonen out of the pit lane.
Still says Bottas is 4th.
4th.
I don't understand this.
4.4 seconds behind you.
Now Valtteri Bottas lags back to 5th place and is in the gravel trap. And is no longer in the gravel trap. Tyler Merkel around Marcus Ericsson.
Up to second.
Tyler Merkel with the fastest lap of a
What the heck?
1:25.702.
You sure that's right?
Here
I
comes
have a
Larry.
broken wing and everything.
Here comes Larry
Wait, no, I
Arsenal.
don't.
Here comes Larry Arsenal looking to
What?
get around Valtteri Bottas again. Nope, now he lags out in front of Valtteri.
What place am I coming out if I pit? 9th. This is a leggy race.
But you still have to pit.
Yeah, I still got to pit. And you're not even in the Lesmos yet, Larry.
On his way to a Scary.
I'm in Scary.
What? Yeah, you just lagged back to where you should be.
I'm out of a Scary now, heading towards Parabolica.
Arsenal has Ericsson in his sights.
I'm leading Kvyat pitted.
Vessel lock ready now.
Danny Kvyat into the pit lane. Marcus Ericsson follows suit. Kvyat from the mediums to the supers. Ericsson on the same strategy. From the mediums to the supers. Here comes Hulkenberg and Van Dorn, Vettel, and Hamilton all onto the supers.
What lap are you pitting?
Lance Stroll into the pits now. Onto the supers.
So I have to fix my wing.
Everybody who's just pitted has now gone onto the supers. Danny Kvyat, Marcus Ericsson, Nico Hulkenberg, Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Lance Stroll all pit from the mediums to the supers.
Larry, do you have anything else going while you're racing, like lag-wise?
My mom might be on the laptop because she does have tonight off.
Okay.
Tyler Markle with a 4.5 second advantage on Larry Arsenal. Tyler Markle into the pit lane. Larry Arsenal back to the lead here at Autodromo Nacional Monza. Larry Arsenal with a 125.614. Tyler Markle replacing the front wing and puts on the supers. Valtteri Bottas into the pit lane. Here comes Danny Kvyat up to second. Jolyon Palmer in the pits. Carlos Sainz up to third. Tyler Markle's going to be racing Ricardo and Grosjean, who go side by side into turn one on the pit access lane.
Ricardo and Ericsson?
And Ericsson on the outside.
That is Grosjean, okay.
Grosjean and Ricardo side by side. Ericsson in front of Tyler now. Grosjean clear of Ricardo. Ericsson watches. Tyler in seventh.
I really hope you get onto the podium.
Tyler Markle now around Marcus Ericsson. We ride on board. Tyler Markle with the oversteer out of turn 5.
Yeah, I'm lucky to not have wrecked there, Larry.
How bad was it?
Bad. If you watch the stream, watch lap 19.
Will do.
On board Tyler, he's going to have a run on Daniel Ricciardo on his way to Parabolica. He will have the DRS this time by. In the Parabolica, he's patient about it. All over Daniel Ricciardo. He'll get to his inside on his way to Grosjean. As he approaches DRS. He hits the DRS and now on his way to Grosjean. Letting the car full song 211 into the braking zone. Lewis Hamilton of a 124.992 on the super softs. Tyler around Grosjean. And very clear. Got a battle between Vettel and Palmer. And Van Dorn. Vettel on the inside of Palmer, now on the outside, out of turn 1, on his way to turn 2. They're all single file. This is going on for the 14th position. All of them are on the super soft compound. Hamilton just put in the fastest lap on the supers. Danny Kvyat is second on the supers. We have a queue of cars behind Daniel Ricciardo. It's Marcus Ericsson and Valtteri Bottas. We now go back up to Tyler Marco as he's on his way to chase down Carlos Sainz. Tyler Marco with the fastest lap of a 1:24.362. Tyler now has Sainz in his sights. Stoffel Van Dorn and Sebastian Vettel going toe-to-toe for 15th. On board with Sainz, we looking back at Tyler out of turn 5. Tyler with the run. Now side by side up the straightaway. The back wing is opened on the Force India, clear of Sainz into Ascari. Tyler Markle is now on the podium here at Autodromo Nacional Monza. Marcus Ericsson and Daniel Ricciardo going toe to toe. Ricciardo trying to get clear of Ericsson as they get out of turn 8. Now Ericsson to the inside of Ricciardo, side by side on their way to Parabolica. Vettel and Van Dorn toe to toe yet again. Here comes Massa to the inside of Bottas. Ricciardo around Ericsson. Bottas looking to go somewhere. Tyler Markle with the fastest lap of a 1:23.565 or 656. Here comes a whole gaggle of cars. Here comes the Renault of Nico Hulkenberg looking to the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Marcus Ericsson keeps his lane because he knows Hulkenberg can shoot in there. He doesn't, though. Now side by side is Hulkenberg and Bottas. Bottas looking to clear Hulkenberg. All this is going on near the points position bubble. Hulkenberg in the points, but Alonso right behind Hulkenberg is not. Vettel and Van Dorn continue to go at it side by side. Vettel on the outside as they enter turn 2. This has been an ongoing battle with Vettel and Van Dorn. Vettel with the preferred line in the 3, but he won't clear Van Dorn. He gives way to Van Dorn with the inside lane. Vettel will have DRS this time. This is all going on for positions outside the points. Massa around Ricciardo, looking to clear Ricciardo. Ricciardo with the speed through the center of Ascari, but Massa will clear Ricciardo. Here comes Ericsson. Here comes the Renault Hulkenberg looking to get to the inside of Bottas. Now to the inside of Ericsson. Maybe looking to get to the outside of Ricciardo. Here he comes to the inside of Ricciardo as they hit the Parabolica. Here comes Alonso and Raikkonen. Raikkonen looking. Ericsson single file, but Hulkenberg looking to get around Ericsson. Alonso side by side with Bottas. Here comes Ericsson with the DRS to the inside of Ricciardo. Here comes Alonso. Here comes Raikkonen to get to the inside of Bottas. Bottas looking right. Raikkonen looking to 3 wide for the 7th position. Ricciardo, Hulkenberg, and Ericsson going at it. Now Ericsson trying to get clear. No, Hulkenberg will. No, they're still side by side. Ericsson will get up to 7. He has the advantage into turn 2. He will get clear of Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg clear. Ricciardo and Alonso side by side for 9th. Ricciardo will clear Alonso. Here comes Hulkenberg looking to get to the inside of Ericsson as they approach turn 3. Cannot do that. Now it's Raikkonen and Bottas side by side for the 11th position. Into the first Lesmo. Bottas lets Raikkonen have at it. Hamilton now catches up in the 13th position. And now Palmer is looking to try to get into this in the 14th. Here comes Alonso full song looking to get to the inside of Ricciardo. Doesn't do it. This time by will be 3 laps to go for Larry Arsenal as he continues to lead as a 17-second lead over Danny Kvyat. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg to the inside of Ericsson. He'll clear Ericsson now down the front stretch. Ericsson with the Hulkenberg with the DRS, but Ericsson to the inside, still side by side, looking to side drive. Here comes Fernando Alonso to the inside of Daniel Ricciardo into turn 1. They still side by side. Here comes Ericsson, still side by side with Hulkenberg. Fernando will clear Daniel. Hulkenberg will clear Ericsson. The racing is insane from 7th through 13th. This whole gaggle of cars. We got a Ferrari, we got a couple Mercedes, we have a McLaren, a Sauber, a Renault. Everybody into the mix, a Red Bull. On board with Marcus Ericsson, Alonso in the rear. Hulkenberg looking to drive away, but doesn't have DRS. Alonso looking to pass. Here comes Raikkonen to the inside of Ricardo. Ericsson goes off the track, loses a couple spots. There's a caution in sector 3.
So you know, Larry.
That was Daniel Ricciardo goes around in a Ascari. Lewis Hamilton now around Palmer. Raikkonen clearing Ericsson. Hulkenberg and Fernando are driven away. Some radio communication from Larry Arsenault. Now side by side, Raikkonen and Ericsson as they battle for 9th. Hulkenberg and Alonso are out of there. Vettel to the outside of Van Dorn. They're catching up to this whole gaggle of cars. Who will get points? 2 points positions in this entire gaggle that goes all the way back down to 15th, maybe even 16th, because here comes Pascal.
Verline passes all, then gets his first points. That would be great.
I would approve.
Raikkonen now leads the gaggle out of 3 on the way to the Lesmos.
Dude, I'm pushing, Larry.
I can see it. You're
Tyler Markle did get around Danny Kvyat. Fernando and Hulkenberg appear to be safe into the points, as also Massa.
Probably would have been good if you didn't have that excursion on lap 1.
Here comes Vettel to the inside of Palmer. He'll clear Palmer out of the Ascari into 8 out of 8. Clears of Palmer. Up to the 13th position. Here comes Van Dorn to the inside of Palmer as they approach Parabolica. And Verline looking to get all of the slipstream. Van Dorn to the inside of Palmer will clear into Parabolica. See Raikkonen saving a little bit of fuel. The red light flashing. 2 laps to go here at Monza. Van Dorn and Vettel now going at it. Vettel looking to get clear of Van Dorn for it to run off the corner. As they approach turn 2, Vettel will clear Van Dorn. So now Vettel has fallen a few seconds back of Lewis Hamilton, who's in 12th. We're on the final lap here at Autodromo Nacional Monza. Larry Arsenault started the final lap as he enters turn 1. Tyler Markle out of Parabolica at the start finish line. He'll start the final lap. Here comes Danny Kvyat. Carlos Sainz, Toro Rosso, 3rd and 4th. What an extremely great point stay for both of them. Then we have Grosjean for Haas, Massa for Williams, and Alonso for McLaren, Hulkenberg for Renault, Raikkonen for Ferrari, and Ericsson for Sauber as they start the final lap. Ericsson under attack. Bottas looking to get points. At the moment, both Mercedes are out of points. Vettel and Van Dorn go at it for the 13th position. They're all going for just to say so. Neither one of them will get points. And here comes Larry Arsenault looking to get his 2nd win of the season. What he quoted was Ferrari's playground. He'll come out of Parabolica and take the checkered flag and win the Italia Grand Prix. Sometime later today, Tyler Markle will come out of Parabolica and he'll finish 2nd, not only making it a double point stay for Sahara Force India, not only making it a double podium for Sahara Force India, it is a 1-2 finish for Sahara Force India. And look at that, it is third and fourth for Toro Rosso. Danny Kvyat comes on third, Sainz comes on fourth. Force India and Toro Rosso with extremely great finishes. Larry Arsenault with the victory here at Autodromo Nacional Monza. Of course, the celebration with the champagne. And look at that finishing positions. Larry Arsenault, Tyler Markle, Danny Kvyat, Carlos Sainz, Romain Grosjean for Haas, Felipe Massa for Williams, Hulkenberg for Renault, Alonso for McLaren, Raikkonen for Ferrari. Ericsson does hold off Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton, and Sebastian Vettel in the Sauber for 10th. And look at that, three big names with 0 next to their name. Bottas, Hamilton, Vettel all get no points out of this race. You look at the points, Tyler Markle with the points lead, 6 points over Larry Arsenault now. Felipe Massa, 26 back. Vettel with no points, 29 back. What a Grand Prix it was. An absolutely dominating performance from Larry Arsenault. Larry, can we talk to you about that? How much confidence does that give you for the rest of the season? How was that race, first of all? How was that race? And you just asserting your dominance on the rest of the field.
This was the track that we had circled this year. Fans before the season said you have to take the fight to Ferrari. Performance does not show that we're taking the fight to Ferrari. I don't know what will. This was a perfect weekend. Fastest car in qualifying, probably not the fastest car in the race, but we were there. We didn't have the best strategy. I don't know if going on to the mediums was the greatest of ideas, but we did with it what we could.
Was there any point during this race you thought you weren't going to win? Just how big of a lead you had at some points during the race?
Especially coming out of the pits when I realized that I was going to be P5, I felt like I was going to have a really tough time getting by Bottas and Vettel, because Vettel did make a very scary move coming into Parabolica. At one point it almost cut my wing off, and I didn't want to turn himself, and I didn't know how many times that was going to happen, so I thought maybe those two were going to hold me up a little bit. The other team's strategies also were a factor. I didn't know strategies everybody else was on. I didn't know maybe if I was going to have to push to catch Ericsson, or what the battle for the lead was going on while I was back there. Thankfully, they had to pit a little bit later than what we did, and we could just drive away with it at the end. Was kind of concerned when I heard my teammate was going super sauce, where I was on worn mediums at the time.
I was just about to ask you about that. How was it knowing that your teammate was making hardcore charging advances towards the front? It just wasn't going to be enough time.
It's kind of bittersweet. It's awesome to finally get this team a 1-2 finish at the track that we had circled on our schedule to go out and dominate. I was kind of glad that the charge happened when it did, because if the race was any longer, it probably wouldn't have been able to hold him off, because he was knocking seconds a lap off the gap. I think at one point it was like 21 seconds, and then at the end, when I last got telemetry, it was 13 seconds.
So, Tyler.
Yes.
What is this race now? How was it a hard-fought race coming home second? Talk to me about your
After that first lap wreck, I thought it was screwed, because right when we started, I hit the back of Hamilton right into that first turn after the safety car and broke my wing. But it didn't break nearly as bad to screw the car up that much. So I was only yellow, so I could actually keep pretty good pace with everybody and actually seem faster somehow. But that's it. We got to the podium after putting super sauce there at the end and pushed hard. And we got 13 seconds away from our teammate.
So now, well, to both of you, this 1-2 finish, you're just absolutely obliterating the field in drivers and constructors points now. What does this say for the rest of the season?
Work hard and do what we do best.
All right.
Good.
How do y'all feel about
We
Japan?
both know how to win. Doing.
How do y'all feel about Japan?
I don't like Japan.
It's not the most confident circuit that I have in my arsenal, but I think if we have the right strategy, the right setup, we might be able to be right there in the podium. Might not get the win depending on what everybody else pulls, but I don't know, that's something that we're going to have to wait and see when the time comes.
All right. Well, 4 for 4 for Sahara Force India this season. 2 to Tyler, 2 to Larry. Larry getting his second win of the season here at Autodromo National Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Up next, we're going to be at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. I'm Emerson, and we'll see you there.